This is a video of my Thomas, Tomy, and Trackmaster collection, so please enjoy. Here's Thomas, Edward, Henry, Gordon, James, Percy, Toby, Donald, Flying Scotsman, Emily, Nia, Diesel 10, Charlie, Samson, Hurricane, this Play Rail, Bullet Train, Harvey, Stepney, Whiff, Philip, Merlin, Belle, Dennis, Lexi, Molly, Lady, Dart, Young Bao, Another Bullet Train, Diesel, Rosie, Mavis, Billy, Skiff, Flynn, Hugo, Scruff, two mainland diesel shunters, this first one being Oli, Ben, Salty, an original character of mine named Melissa, Diesel 261, Gator, Bash, Dash, Paxton, Stanley, Dodge, Arthur, and Bert. Here are my narrow gauge engines: Scarloey, Rheneas, Sir Handel, Rusty, Duncan, Fearless Freddy, Proteus, and Victor. Here are my road race vehicles and other vehicles that don't go on the rails: Kevin, Green Bulgy, Elizabeth, Patrick, Byron, Kelly, Nelson, Oliver, Buster, Ace, and Birdie, along with Bulstrode, Jeremy, and Harold, and this Harold comes from the Superstation. Here are my coaches and brake vans. Here's Annie, Clarabelle, Henrietta, Blue narrow gauge coaches, Mighty Max motorized narrow gauge coach, Works unit coach, Harvey's motorized coach, and Clarabelle with no back coupling. And then here we have a green brake van, a red brake van, kind of a dark red brake van, a brake van with a banner for Mr. Bubbles' show, a brownish brake van, a blue brake van, a Misty Island brake van, and a brown and yellow brake van. Here are my extra engines and road vehicles. Here's Playrail Thomas, Paint Splatter Thomas, Trackmaster Thomas with no white eyes, two Trackmaster Thomases with white eyes, Thomas with a funny funnel, Thomas from a Misty Island set, Trackmaster 2.0 Thomas, Thomas in the Jungle, Lightning Bolts Thomas, Superstation Thomas with sparks coming from his wheels, Seaweed Cover Thomas, LBSC Thomas, 2.0 Busy Bee James, Remote Control Tie-Dye Expression Percy, Dirty Search and Rescue Percy, Duck with Shaving Cream, 2.0 Diesel, Molly's Tender, and then Buster and Skiff in his old livery. Now let's move on to all my rolling stock. Let's start off with the trucks in terms of the open wagons and all that. So first, the Troublesome Trucks. So here's one that has the letter M on it. Here's one that carries paint cans. Two with China clay rocks or whatever. A yellow truck. And then one of these trucks. One with silly teeth. One that has this eyes closed while he's laughing. And then here's Scruffy and a custom Rickety. Over here we have some more gray trucks. Here's one that carries fireworks. Here's one that is soaked on the sides. Here are two that carry roof tiles. One with soap suds or whatever. And one with a large load of bricks. Then here are some green ones. This one has some locks in it. And then these three are empty. Here are some blue ones. This one's empty. This one has some red carpets. This one is empty. This one carries milk churns, and this one can flip the cargo from coal to like railway supplies, like a wrench, a hammer, and like some I-beams, whatever. Over here we have some red trucks. Here's one with some like locking equipment and whatever from Misty Island. Here's like an orange one with garbage or whatever. Here's one that says McCall's Farm with hay bales, and here's another McCall's Farm that the side can open up and the cargo can slip out. Then over here are some like slate trucks. Here's a blue one that carries milk churns. Here's just a plain one. Well, it's empty, but it says Crovenscape Mining Company. Here's a plain one with hay bales. Here are two from the Blue Mountain Quarry. This one has slate in it. And here's one that's carrying fireworks, but these are probably like oil barrels or something. Here are my box cars and tankers. So here we have an ice cream van, a van that carries fireworks, a chicken car, a red box car, a green box car, and then a candy box car that has no like decals on this side, and it also has a wooden real like giggling Troublesome Truck face. I got this from eBay, so that's the way it came. And over here, in terms of the salt fans, we got like a whitish, tannish one, a gray one, and then three red ones. And now onto the tankers. We have a milk tanker, another milk tanker, a peppermint syrup tanker, a plain black tanker, a yellow fuel tanker, a Diesel Works oil tanker, and a water tanker. Now let's move on to like the flatbeds or smaller types of wagons or whatever. So now we have these kinds of wagons. So here's one that carries some cable drums. Here's one that's carrying search and rescue supplies, and here's one that's carrying ice cream. And then here are these small cars that usually carry logs. I have a red one that carries some logs, but these three are empty. Now onto like the flatbeds and other things. So here are two Misty Island Jobywood flatbeds. Here is like a tipping car that usually carries some small stones. And then here's like another car that's just missing the tipping part. Here we have a flatbed that's carrying crates of apples. Here is a flatbed that's carrying a barrel of Mr. Bubble's bubble liquid. Here is like a flatbed that came with the old style Busy Bee James. Here is an empty orange or brownish flatbed. Here's a flatbed that carries an elephant statue, and here is a flatbed that carries a new bicycle for Mr. Percival. And now, finally, let's look at all the rolling stock from the Trackmaster Revolution range. So let's start with all the open wagons here. So we have two wagons here that came with Gator. This one has like a tarp covered cargo. This one came with the Superstation and has two crates and two barrels. This one came with Hugo and it has some cargo with a tarp that's coming loose. This one says Blue Mountain Quarry and it's got some crates in it, and it came with Philip. These two came with Scruff and they're carrying like scrap metal and all that. This one came with Nia and it's got hay bales. This one has like a digging symbol and it has coal in it, and it came with the original LBSC Thomas. And this one has some scrap metal and it came with Lexi. Then on to these two slate cars. This one has like some hay bales, and it came with the 2.0 Busy Bee James, and this one is carrying an elephant, and it came with Nia. And then on to these types of wagons. This one says Blue Mountain Quarry, and it has some rocks, and it came with Philip. This one has some crates, and it came with the LBSE Thomas, and this one has a snake in it, and it came with Thomas in the Jungle and Ace. Now on to the box cars. So we have 5 salt vans here. These two are plain red ones. This one says Brenham Bay Shipping Company. This one has a dynamite symbol on it, so it's for like blasting at the quarry. And this one says Vickerstown Diesel Works. Then we have 4 regular box cars with round curved roofs. So this is a plain green one. These two are orange ones with like a mail symbol on them, so they're like mail vans. And this is a blue one that has an ice cream logo on it. And then on to these last 5 trucks over here. These are like flatbeds or different other kinds of rolling stock. So this is a flatbed that has a rescue cable, which came with Yongbao. This is a flatbed that carries Ace, and it came with the Thomas in the Jungle. This is some kind of like weird contraption car that came with Merlin. And these two are slack wagons, which of course come with Hurricane. And those are all of my Tomy and Trackmaster trains. Thank you so much for watching.